Hello, thick skinners, my emotional support humans. It's Jeff Ross. Man, there's no one in the world that makes me laugh as hard as Gilbert Gottfried. We're both on the same app, Stereo app. So I said, Gilbert, let's do a chat together on Stereo, and the fans can leave us messages and roast us. And Gilbert said, okay. And we did. And it was so funny and so much fun, I thought I'd put it up here as a bonus thick skin episode. So enjoy, everybody, and don't forget to download Stereo and follow me on there so that you don't miss my next crazy conversation. It's really fun, it's free, and you get to talk to me live. So, with no further ado, here's me and the amazing, colossal, one-of-a-kind Gilbert Gottfried. Enjoy.
Get ready for Jeff Ross. Do you have thick skin? Let's all come together.
Yes.
Hello.
Murray Hill 572. One ringy dingy. One ringy dingy. Hello. How may I direct your call, Mr. Gottfried?
Maybe we'll both do like Dueling Lily Tomlin impressions.
One little thingy. Welcome to Roast the Host. Normally it's Roast the Host and I let people roast me. But since roast legend Gilbert Gottfried is now on Stereo, I thought, what the heck? Let everybody hurt our feelings today.
One ringy dingy, two ringy.
I got a little thingy on my ringy dingy. I got to get a doctor to look at it. This is so much fun, Gilbert. How are you, by the way?
Oh, how are you?
I'm fine. It's a nice day here in Los Angeles, and I'm sitting here with the dogs. I just had a onion bagel. I'm trying to channel my New York roots today because when you and I usually hang out, it's usually in New York.
Yes, and the last time we hung out, I think you got me to do some vaguely illegal drug.
I'm just gonna tell the story. Fuck it. We were
Okay.
we were on long. Is it okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, This is not an AA meeting. This is our live stereo chat, folks. You can leave us a message if you want to roast us. Gilbert and I are good friends for a long time, but we had a real bonding connection. We were at the Paramount Theater doing our bumping mic show, Dave Attell and I, and Gilbert came by to visit. You know, he's a good pal, and he knew there'd be free alcohol, so Gilbert drove out to Long Island, and I had kind of a master plan, folks. I said, if I get Gilbert stoned, he hasn't been stoned in decades. Is that right?
Yeah, like at least 40 years. I hadn't.
Yeah, so I figured, okay, well, I'll get Gilbert stoned. It'll be the greatest thing ever. And then at a certain point, maybe he'll come on stage. It was my way. It was my way of tricking you to get on stage with us. But you took one hit, and I honestly thought your head was going to explode. And the audience, I wound up giving you the hit of the joint on the stage in front of about 2,000 people. So, you say quasi-legal, but I have a prescription. I went to one of these pot doctors. They have them here in California. You go to a doctor, Gilbert, right? A regular doctor, but they're not a regular doctor. They're like a pot doctor. I don't know whose, wrong, foot they amputated in medical school, where they're like, all right, you're going to be the pot doctor.
I think they took a piece of paper and wrote a medical license for themselves.
And the examination at these pot doctors, they're all out on Venice Beach. It's all the same. It's like, so, Jeff, it says here you have trouble sleeping 12 to 14 hours a day. Yes, Doc, that's true. And they said, Jeff, are cartoons not as funny as they used to be? And I said, no, Doc. SpongeBob stinks this season.
Yeah. You look like you have cancer. Yes or no? Yes, doctor. I do.
Ooh, well, this is going to be a fun show. Oh, you hear the helicopters? They're already coming after me, Gilbert.
But you didn't finish. It's like, so the first night,
yeah,
I smoked the joint, and then I went downstairs and was sitting there like daydreaming with a smile on my face after and
right.
Then I ran into you at the Comedy Cellar the next night.
Right.
We did it again, and I was just, my wife took a picture of me because I had the biggest smile on my face. And then the other night, it was when I had that big party and you were there. And
you had a big party for your anniversary of your podcast.
Yes. Gilbert Gottfried's Amazing Colossal Podcast. And anyway, but you, of course, surprisingly had pot with you. And that time I smoked it and I thought, oh, Christ, this is the reason I stopped doing it. It was a nightmare.
Here's what I think the issue is for you.
Yeah.
I think if you smoke on stage or, in a performance mode or in a very safe place like at home, you're fine. But when I got you stoned in front of all of your friends and family and fans at your podcast party, I think that's too much.
Yes. And also it's just like I was taking an Uber back home and I was thinking, how do I get from this doorway to the curb? And how will I open up the door? And is this car going to crash into a building? And when we get there, will I know how to put my keys in the door and open it?
It's like, did you ever see The Wolf of Wall Street where DiCaprio's trying to get it?
Yes. Where all of a sudden he's talking and then he goes,
oh, well, we're gonna do a fun chat today, Gilbert. People want to roast us. I don't know if you can handle it. I'm very sensitive.
I'm a major hypocrite when it comes to it. If I'm roasting someone, I'll do an hour and a half on their wife giving birth to a stillborn child. And I'll think it's the funniest shit in the world. But then they'll say, hey, Gilbert, that shirt's a little wrinkled. And I'll go, oh, it's all fun and games till someone gets hurt.
That's why I thought if we did where we let the fans roast us, it'll be amateur jokes for the most part, so they won't be as cutting. Maybe they might not even be good. But I thought, hey, listen, you and I are roasters, but we're both sensitive, so maybe this will toughen us up a little bit. It would be therapeutic for us as we reach, our skin gets thicker and thicker. And I have eczema, so my skin is very thick. So with no further ado, if I have your consent, Gilbert, I'm going to start hitting these messages.
Well, maybe you should get me stoned first.
I'll be right there. Send a jet. Folks, this is Roast the Host live on stereo. My friend Gilbert is here. This is Jeff Ross. Come on, motherfuckers.
Favorite guys together at last. This is such an honor. So, Gilbert Gottfried. Wow, never thought you would come to an app. I'm glad you got to learn how to use a cell phone.
Thank you, Mary Jane.
I barely know how to. I barely know how to answer my phone when I get a call.
I think you've come a long way. I've seen you use the cell phone. You send me pictures. You're getting it, man. You're reaching the modern world, Gilbert. Maybe the pot that I gave you, it kind of centered you, right? And I think you need a sativa.
Yeah. Next, you'll have to get me heroin, and we'll shoot up.
I got some heroin. Send me your FedEx number. It's on its way. All right, folks. Roast the host. Everybody gets their 15 seconds of fame.
Gilbert Gottfried likes to get laid by 52 lesbians at a time. He loves when they flick cigarettes at him. They love doing it too. Don't get me wrong, because Gilbert's got a good flickable body. Can flick things at it. It's wonderful. But anyway, really what I'm saying is sandwich bag.
What the fuck?
Yeah. He was absolutely correct. I like fucking 52 lesbians. He knows about me.
Where did he come up with 52?
That's my magic number. When I'm fucking lesbians, 52 is the magic number.
Some people, their dream is 72 virgins. Yours is 52 lesbians.
I would crash into a building to fuck. I'd hijack a plane and crash into the Statue of Liberty so I could fuck 52 lesbians.
I'd probably get tired after 7. And then I would just call you, Gilbert, and say, guess what I just did? Oh, this is too much fun. We're live on stereo, folks. Gilbert Gottfried, check out his podcast and follow him here on stereo. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Okay, take 2. Gilbert Gottfried has played several birds over the years, from the parrot Iago in Aladdin to Digit on Cyber Chase. The only difference between Gilbert and birds is that you actually enjoy when birds sing.
You
have a nice voice, actually, Gilbert.
Yes. Move river wider than a mile.
When this show ends, at the end of the time, you and I are gonna have to do our Fiddler on the Roof duet, because one time I came over and we had dinner and we broke into our Fiddler on the Roof melody. So I'm gonna save that for the end of the show today. It's Roast the Host with my man Gilbert Gottfried, roast extraordinaire master Gilbert Gottfried, and you guys try to roast us. Come on, you pussies.
If I wanted to get somebody to kill themselves, I'd probably change the sound of their doorbell to Gilbert Gottfried's voice.
What would that sound like, Gilbert?
Ring, ring, ding dong.
You're fucking killing me. Oh, you're choking me. Oh, I gotta drink some water. Hold on. Oh, that was funny.
I fucking love onion bakes, man. You guys fucking rock. I love this show.
All right, D's, take it down a notch, buddy.
Yeah, well,
get this guy some weed.
For a Martin Scorsese film.
Next message. Roast us. Come on. You can do it, folks. You can do it.
Jeff Ross has had 2 shows canceled by Comedy Central. Also canceled and can no longer be seen on Comedy Central. Comedy.
Not bad. Not a bad joke at all there. We've done a lot of
onion bagels and dogs, man. You're living the top life.
I really am. Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
I was totally planning, Jeff, to call in or hit the button and roast you for being pretty much the worst comedian ever. And then, of course, you had to throw a wrench in my plan by inviting Gilbert Gottfried. Well played, Jeff. Also, last
All
time you
right.
said you were going to follow me. How come you're not following me? You're following people like Darth66 or something like that, or Vader66. You're following that German guy.
All right, I'm following you. You
Yeah.
freaking
Well,
relax. Take it down a notch, buddy.
yeah,
I followed you.
I like to have fun as much as the next guy, but I thought that was just cruel.
That was too... Some of these
It's
jokes
all
are
fun until someone gets hurt.
yeah. Come on, you guys, don't hold back. First of all, hit the share button because I want everyone's friends to come into this because I think we're going to get to some pretty vicious jokes on, and I wonder who's going to get it worse today, you or me, Gilbert. That's the real question because I'm a roast guy, and I deserve to get roasted, but I don't think even I roast as cruel and as vicious as you do. When we roasted Roseanne, you called her Rosilla, the Godzilla monster. You accused Bob Saget of many, many crimes. And I remember I was laying on a couch once, and I was getting ready to roast Joan Rivers, and I said, and you were on the show too, and I said, "Oh, here's a joke I can't do," and I said, even Kanye's mom has a better plastic surgeon than you, and it was such a cruel joke because, well, we don't have to go into it, but I said I can't, and you said I'll do it.
I remember that.
So we got two sickos here on stereo today, folks. Clap it up for my man Gilbert. And next
Jeff,
message.
I know you have alopecia, but when I look at you, it looks more like marshmallow-pecia. Ew.
You know my doctor, alopecia. L-O-P. You know my doctor, Dr. Vinny Boombats. Did you ever meet Rodney? Did you ever spend time with Rodney Dangerfield, Gil?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I appeared in two, well, they were his crappiest films, but I appeared in Meet Wally Sparks.
Oh.
And also one that I never saw, and that was Back by Midnight. Yeah.
I never saw that one. Oh.
Yeah. They were both as good as they sound.
Interesting.
Yeah. Two terrible movies.
Did that movie come out? Back by Midnight?
Back by Midnight never came out. Wally Sparks did, and I think it lasted about 2 days.
In the theaters, which nowadays is a lot.
Yes. By my standards, that was a hit film.
Right. Folks, if you're just tuning in, this is Roast the Host, Jeff Ross here, and my special guest, Gilbert Gottfried. Come on, leave us a message.
New York City represent. That's right, boys.
All right, Mary Jane. They're coming out for you, Gilbert. The ladies
I would like to
you.
say hello to Mr. Jeff Ross and Mr. Gilbert Gottfried, of course. I hope you're well, having a mitzvah of a day. This is probably the best thing that has ever happened in a while, Mr. Gottfried and Jeff Ross. First, I got Bernie Shine and Fred Stoller. Now I got Mr. Gottfried and Mr. Ross together. I hope you guys are well. Yeah.
Oh, Melvin, thank you.
I thought it was Grandpa Munster.
Oh, Al Lewis. He was a fun guy.
Total character.
I only used to see him outside his Italian restaurant in New York. I never really talked to him.
He was weird. It's like he's like this old Jew, but somehow he took on this cowboy persona. And he was wearing those string ties, and it was like, howdy, partner.
Really?
Yeah, very peculiar guy.
That is so strange. I didn't know that. He died quite a while ago, but I used to love him on The Munsters. That was one of my favorite shows.
Oh, yeah. I was a big Munsters fan.
1313 Mockingbird Way.
Yes.
That was the address of the house.
and one of the greatest theme songs.
Oh yeah. How did it go?
Yeah. Bum, ba, 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 da, dun, dun, da, dun, da, da, dun, da, da,
Dun,
dun,
dun, dun, dun, dun, dun. Right.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, and it didn't even have lyrics, right? It was just a great song.
I think, well, I don't know. I mean, just about every song they write lyrics for. Like Hogan's Heroes had lyrics.
Yeah. Oh,
that
really?
we are the fighting men of war. We are marching in where hundreds have before. You make the suggestions. You ask the questions. We make suggestions. We are the men of war.
I never heard that one. I didn't know that one. That's one of your famous stand-up bits. I'm going to remind people your whole bit about Hogan's Heroes. That must have been. I'm going to butcher it, and I'm not going to make you do it. But it was basically, I'll try to pay homage to your whole thing was the TV network pitch meeting for Hogan's Heroes.
Yeah, like he goes and says, a group of American soldiers in a Nazi prison camp. It's a comedy.
That's great. Tell me, I like it. Tell me more. Well,
yes. Well, they're held by the Nazis, and if they try to escape, they'll be shot.
Ooh, I like it. Folks, it's Roast the Host. We're live on stereo with my man Gilbert Gottfried. Leave us a message. Insult us. Where is it? Come on.
Hey, Jeff Ross. Nice to see you again today because I saw you yesterday. Bye. Hope you have a good day.
Thank you, Kazan, for that searing roast. I don't know if I can survive. All right.
Jeff, my wife was really excited when she found out who you were having on the podcast this week. She told me, hey, Dave, it's that comedian that you really like, the one who yells a lot. He has that really squeaky voice and those squinty eyes. And I thought to myself, why would Jeff have Ken Jeong on the show today? That's dumb. And sorry, that was also racist.
Oh, jeez. Shout out to Ken Jeong, my bumping Mike's brother, who I love and adore. Next message.
I can't roast Gilbert. It's too soon. And I can't roast Jeff. It's too easy. Love you guys.
Very good one.
Thank you, Bernie Shine. I love Bernie. Bernie is a great guy and definitely worth a follow here on Stereo.
Jeff Ross, Gilbert Gottfried, the legends, the one and onlys on Stereo. What it do, y'all? Shouts out from LA. Jeff, I know you roasting the host, but shout out to the sandwich talks that you be making, man. Roast beef. I'm about to eat a roast beef sandwich right now because you know we roasting.
Thank you, Jay. Roast. I do a sandwich podcast here, usually on Wednesdays, where I talk about sandwiches. Are you a big sandwich fan, Gilbert?
Yeah, it sounds exciting.
All right, next message.
Jeff Ross, you look like a prolapsed asshole with a beard and a Jewish instinct.
That was very creative.
Yes.
That was very creative.
Poetic, too.
Yeah, I like that one. Give it up for that guy. Hit the follow button.
Hey, Gilbert, I don't know if you remember me, but I was your opener in Scranton. I offered to throw orange wedges at your ass. And here's your roast. Gilbert, you look like me from the future. And Jeff, you look like you.
Hey, fuck you, Russell. Do you remember this guy opening for you in Scranton, Gilbert? Come on, let's see your acting skills now.
I don't remember people like while I'm meeting them. He'll come over to me and say, "Hi, I'm Bob," and I'll go, "What's your name?"
Why is that? Is it because you've met so many millions of people, Gilbert?
Yeah, I forget them 2 seconds later.
Right. Well, you won't forget today because they're going in hard on us, folks. Clap it up. Let's see those clap buttons hit right now. Leave us a message. It's Roast the Host live on stereo. The Double G, Gilbert Gottfried, and your best friend, Jeff Ross. Come at
We
us,
are
baby.
farmers. Dun, 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 dun.
I don't know why they did that.
I don't know whether this is a funny roast or not, but like, so my roast is, you guys are so stupid. You guys thought Dunkin' Donuts was a basketball team.
Stay in school, kid.
Yeah.
But that was a pretty good joke for a kid.
That was a good joke.
But no kid should be listening to this show.
Or adults.
I mean, we have prolapsed asshole jokes going on here and stuff. So I don't want to.
Hey man, I just have to say the avatar from Gilbert is such a fucking creepy avatar. He look way too young, way too good, man. You gotta fix that shit. It's freaking me out. Bye bye. Ciao.
He's upset about your avatar.
Ah, okay. I was waiting for him to go, "Badgies, we don't need no stinking
Avatar? We don't need no stinking avatar." Man, that guy's joke was avatarted. Folks, come on into the chat. Clap it up. Follow Gilbert. Follow me. Hit the share button. Spread this fucking show like a goddamn virus, people.
Gilbert's so old. Last time he got stoned, they wrote about it in the Bible.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. Plus he wrote it. Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
I don't want to roast you guys. I just want to point out how weird it is that you both have a double set of letters in your names. What up, guys?
Okay, Worm. Thank you for pointing out nonsense.
You guys are the worst version of Benjamin Button I've ever seen.
We're aging in reverse. That's a compliment.
Holy shit, Jeff Ross and Gilbert Gottfried, huge fan from Israel. Jeff, I've been your biggest fan ever since I saw the documentary about the blobfish.
Yeah, shout out to Israel. You know that documentary about the killer whale called Blackfish? Very good, buddy. Very good joke. Here, let's keep going.
Wait, is that really Gilbert Gottfried? I actually don't believe it.
All right, what do we got to do to prove it? Gilbert, say anything.
Anything.
I'll give you something that everyone will know it's you. In your greatest, how would you pronounce the name Ben Affleck?
Oh, Ben Affleck.
It's really you. It's got to be you. It had to be you.
You guys are awesome and hilarious. And on behalf of women everywhere, thank you for using the avatars.
Very good. Very good. Thank you, my dear.
Oh my gosh, Gilbert Gottfried. The one who moans when he wipes.
Ooh.
That's absolutely true.
That's pretty funny.
Gilbert Gottfried has been in some Blockbuster movies. By that I mean, nobody has seen them since they rented them from Blockbuster.
That's very good.
Ding, 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 ding. I'm going to give him points for that one. That was very funny. I miss the Blockbuster stores. I miss walking in there. You're on a date. You go to Blockbuster. You walk around. You argue. You pick out a movie. You get a backup movie. I miss those days.
It's so funny. Like, well, every now and then you'll go in a store and they'll have like, 100 DVDs for $1 in a bin. And I see there's these movies that have big name stars in them that I've never heard about.
Huh. And what is that? Is that the straight to DVD kind of thing? There's a lot of that now.
And it's like I always think, wow, look at this look at these stars. If I was in this, I would be building a house in Malibu. I think, I'm going to be this is going to be the biggest film ever.
All right, come on into the chat, folks. All are welcome. There are no rules other than to have thick skin and a sense of humor. My very special Roast the Host co-host today is the one and only, thank God, Gilbert Gottfried. So leave us a message.
Usually I feel bad for comics because they don't have any way to make money right now. But I know Gilbert has that Shoe-Dini money to fall back on.
What's he talking about? What's Shoe-Dini?
I used to advertise this product that was it was a shoehorn on a stick, a retractable shoehorn. And the beginning of the commercial would start out with old people trying to put their shoes on and taking them off and falling over. That's because, and none of them realized you could sit down and put your shoes on and off. So, but then they have retractable shoehorn.
All right, I got a big today's stereo chat is sponsored by Shoe-Dini. All right, come on, folks. Leave us a message. Hurt our feelings.
Gilbert, were you chosen for Iago because you already sounded like you had a parrot stuck up your ass?
Oh, that one cut deep. That's it. That's a mean one.
Yeah, that was just wrong.
Shout out to the Iago fans.
Hey, what's up, guys? Just wanted to say I love you both and keep up the good work. Hello from Arkansas.
Oh boy, Arkansas. I've never been to Arkansas. Have you ever been to Arkansas?
I don't. If I did, I don't remember it.
Probably better off.
I have a feeling that's another thing. You do all these clubs and
right.
And I don't remember what cities I've been to.
Yeah. I feel like I've probably been in all the states. I just don't remember specifically certain shows. I don't think I remember ever being in Arkansas, but shout out to the fans in Arkansas. From Israel to Arkansas. We're live on stereo, folks. We're everywhere. We're worldwide. The Roast
That's
the
going to
Host
be
movement.
my autobiography, From Israel to Arkansas.
Jeff Ross, how you doing? I'm a big fan of yours since the roast of Justin Bieber. But I gotta say, man, you kind of look like the love child between Humpty Dumpty and Rosie O'Donnell.
Okay. This guy had the comedic timing of a suicide bomber. Jeez, come on, people. Up your game. Up your game. Let it rip.
Gilbert Gottfried, one of America's greatest comedians. The only comedian in the world who can lose a duck ad because of a stupid-ass joke. That's why we love him.
All right. You got a fan for life right there, Gilbert. Got a fan for life right there.
Gilbert Gottfried and Jeffrey Ross. Is this stereo or an infomercial for erectile dysfunction?
Hey, man, don't get... Now you've cut too far.
Gilbert, I didn't think you could find a worse co-host than Santa Padre, but you did. Screw you, Ross.
Shout out to Frank Santapadre and the amazing, colossal, fakakta Gilbert podcast.
Oh shit, Gilbert on this motherfucker. What's happening, bro? Gilbert got. Hey, I ain't gonna suck you. I ain't gonna suck you too hard on here. What's up, man? Welcome to Stereo, bro. Shout out Jeff Ross and this thing, big vetted up, bro. Hey, we appreciate you for just hanging in there through all this little shit, though. Right on. We gonna keep it rolling.
Thank you, Thotty Scotty. Thank you for your endless love and support. Hit the share button, folks. Let your friends know that Gilbert Gottfried and Jeff Ross are taking the hits today. We dish it out, but let the record show we can take it, motherfuckers.
Gilbert Gottfried, the only comedian I want to go and throw oranges at his penis.
What?
Okay. You know the actor Cesar Romero?
Yes, of course, Cesar Romero. Amazing actor.
Yeah, he played the Joker in the Batman.
Right, the original Batman.
Yeah, in the movies, he was a Latin lover. In real life, he was gay.
Right.
And
Oh.
I heard what he was into was getting these young boy toys. He'd stand there naked, and they throw orange wedges at his ass.
What?
Yes. I don't know how you wake up one day and go, oh, you know what would be a turn on?
Not the whole orange, just the wedge?
No, just the wedges. Some people have argued with me. The only arguments I've gotten, some say it was tangerines. But it was some kind of citrus wedge that would be flung at his ass.
I love Cesar Romero in the original Ocean's 11 movie. Do you remember? He had I'm going to marry your mama. And he did this little hand thing that I always used to imitate. I loved him. I love Cesar Romero. He was great as the Joker in the Batman TV show when I was growing up. He was so funny. Folks, come on in. We got people coming in from all over the world. This is Gilbert Gottfried. Yes, that fucking Gilbert Gottfried. And Jeff Ross. We're taking the hits. People are roasting us live. And hey, you know what I noticed? I know you follow world events, Gilbert. I saw that the Queen's husband, Prince Philip, 99 years old, came out of the hospital today after a month in the hospital. Isn't that great news?
Yes, I was really worried for a while.
99 years old. And you know what? He comes home. The Queen adopted while he was away 2 puppies. 2 puppies. And she's 94 or 5. And he's 99, and they adopted 2 corgi puppies. I mean, you got to admit, adopting puppies when you're in your 90s, that's the epitome of optimism.
Oh,
Who the heck adopts dogs when they're in their 90s? Puppies. Ew. Philip, guess what? Come meet little Auschwitz, the corgi puppies I brought in. But shout out to Prince Philip. To Prince Philip. Glad you're on the mend. Hope you make it to 100, old boy. Come on into Roast the Host, folks. Leave us a message. Hurt our feelings.
My life would be complete if Gilbert would just tell me to go fuck myself.
Tell him to go fuck himself.
Go fuck yourself.
King Nut, you got your wish. Your life is complete. But that doesn't mean you can end it now. You got to keep going now that your life's complete.
Yeah.
Find a new goal.
Yeah.
Find a new goal. Come on into the chat, folks. Hit the share button. It's Jeff Ross and my very special Roast the Host guest, the one and only Gilbert Gottfried. And do you miss performing, Gilbert, or do you like kind of staying home?
It's weird. I just recently did a thing on the internet called like Nowhere Comedy Club.
I saw that.
So that was good, but I don't know. The idea, I cannot believe, that all those years of going to the airport and checking my luggage and going through security and all that, or switching planes, it all seems impossible to me now.
Yeah. Once you stay home a little bit, it's I don't think I've stayed home like this in my entire adult life since college,
No.
30 something years ago. So I like being home. I think it's been a good reset for me. And that's why one of the reasons I like coming on this app is because I get to connect with the fans and from home, and it breaks up the loneliness for the world for me. Yeah.
And also there's Cameo. Both of us do that.
Oh, yeah.
Cameo.com/Gilbert Gottfried. And that's another way I connect with my fans, and it's fun.
Good. And it's fun. You can leave messages and you can make special birthday messages, and nobody does it quite like Gilbert. I see a lot of people coming into the chat right now. Hit the record button. Insult us. Hurt our fucking feelings, people. This is Roast the Host.
Hey guys, it's my birthday today. I'm turning 36. If I could just get a big happy birthday from Gilbert in his regular voice, that would ruin my birthday.
Happy birthday!
So say happy birthday like the parrot from Aladdin. Thanks, bye.
But there's such a difference from the way I usually talk.
Yeah, they always say the parrot from Aladdin, Gilbert Gottfried. They never say the parrot from Beretta, Gilbert Gottfried. Oh, this is so fun. Welcome, everybody. This is Roast the Host.
Jeff Ross is finally going to ask for someone to roast him, and they're just going to fucking cremate him.
I can take it. Don't say cremate to two Jews, okay? Please.
Yeah.
Jews get buried, yeah. Come on in, folks.
I don't know how Gilbert's talking about fucking 52 lesbians when he hasn't had a boner since 2006.
Set him straight, Gilbert. Tell him what a stud you are. I know this firsthand.
Right, I could jerk off 20 times in a night.
Looking at you two makes me think of the game Fuck, Marry, Kill, without the fuck or the marry.
That was good too.
Very good joke. Very, very good joke.
You look like the two lost boys of Anatevka.
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 I dated her in college, Anatevka. No, we're gonna do at the end we have to do Sunrise, Sunset, or If I Were a Rich Man, or something like that, right? I mean, we just have to.
Yeah.
Folks, come on in. It's Jeff Ross, Gilbert Gottfried. We're live on stereo. Roast the Host. Where are you?
If Gilbert Gottfried's voice was a GPS, everybody would drive off a fucking cliff.
Maybe that's good. Maybe that's what we need, some population control.
Jeff, you're the only one who goes for seconds at a Seder.
Very good joke.
If Gilbert Gottfried was the first person I met as I walked through the pearly gates of heaven, I would jump down to hell.
Gilbert Gottfried's a lot like Beetlejuice. He's half dead, disgusting, and ugly, and if you say his name 3 times, he'll show up out of nowhere and try to talk to your teenage daughter.
Gilbert Gottfried's voice is so annoying, even Affleck paid him to stop doing the duck.
Not exactly how it worked out, but
yeah.
It's okay. Still good.
Hey, Gilbert, if this is your normal voice, what's your sex voice like? Just curious. Asking for a friend.
Ooh, that's a great one. Let's practice, Gilbert. I would love, people want to hear that. We know your regular voice. We know your performance voice. We know your Affleck voice. They're all pretty much the same. But I wonder, let's pretend I'll be a beautiful redhead. And, oh, hi, Mr. Gottfried. Thank you for calling the sex line. What's your pleasure today, Mr. Gottfried?
Oh, you talk dirty to me while I jerk off. Go ahead.
Ooh.
Ah, 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 oh, 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 ah.
I feel like you just wrestled an alligator. Oh, this is so fun. It's Roast the Host. Hurt my feelings, people.
Yo, Jeff, G, I didn't know you guys were on stereo. Yo, Jeff, I was watching you last night, man. You're hell funny. G, you sound like a cartoon cat with a slight retardation. You should probably look into some kind of voice work for that.
Okay, thanks.
2 Jews, no waiting. How long before Gilbert finds out he's not getting paid for this?
Shh, don't tell him, Stan. Stop. Don't tell him, please.
So, Jeff, Cousin Ed, Bernie Shine, and Gilbert go to see a talent agent.
Thank you, Dosage. That's my college buddy, Dosage. We used to do a radio show together.
That joke go?
How does that one go? I don't remember. The Aristocrats.
Yes.
Where is the Aristocrats? I wonder if it's up on any of the TV platforms. I wonder if people.
I think just recently, because the original production company closed years ago, was Think Films, and I think now I think you can actually watch it now. I don't know how, but I think you can actually watch it.
That'd be fun. That's a great film. I have the poster up over my toilet.
Perfect.
Which just seems kind of poetic in a way.
When I was born, my mother told me that my father was Gilbert Gottfried, and I asked her if I could go back inside of her.
Very nice, Mr. Conversation. Very nice. Let's see.
You guys remind me of my grandma's friends when they're hanging out on a Friday night partying.
I think that was a joke. I don't know, but I like the music.
You know, Jeff
guitars.
Ross and Gilbert Gottfried are pretty much the same amount of squinty-eyed. Jeff Ross because he smokes like way too much fucking weed, and Gilbert Gottfried because of his ugly fucking face.
Hey, Jesus. At least form it into a fucking joke before you insult us. Jesus. I feel like, what do I owe this guy money? Take him down a notch, buddy. Jesus.
Ow.
That one did hurt my feelings.
So it's funny because Gilbert Gottfried played a parrot, but between the two of you, I would guess that Jeff Ross is probably more likely to eat an entire sleeve of fucking saltine crackers.
Ross want a cracker? Fuck yeah.
When you two go out to eat, the waitresses draw straws. She walks up at the end and she says, "Is anything okay?"
Nice one. You love to go out to eat, don't you?
Yeah, when someone else is paying, yes.
Have you been inside any restaurants since the pandemic? Do you miss going out with the family? Do you miss sitting around with the comics in the restaurants?
I realize how little life has changed for me. I wasn't going out. I wasn't dining. I wasn't socializing. And I thought, same as always.
All right. I want to keep going through these messages because I think everybody wants to hear their message played. So we're going to do a speed round. This is Roast the Host, live on stereo with Gilbert Gottfried and Jeff Ross.
Gilbert Gottfried's voice is so annoying. They used to use his voice to torture fucking terrorists over in Iraq so they give up information.
Any confirm or deny? All right, he's not saying it.
I don't know who Jeff Ross is, but Gilbert, you're a fucking legend.
All right, well, I guess that would actually hurt my feelings. Fuck you, lady. Fuck you, lady. Come on. Give me a break. All right, who's next?
Hey, Gilbert, are you doing this in between your DoorDash deliveries?
You delivered food, Gilbert?
You know, Jeff Ross once got so drunk at my house, he blew Chunks. What you don't understand is Chunks is my dog.
All right. Gilbert. All right. You know, how about an original joke, people? I mean, I saw that one coming from
When I was 14, my school used a picture of Gilbert Gottfried to promote abstinence.
The best way to describe me, Gilbert Gottfried, is like I'm taking a shit out of my tight ass, and a little shit Jeff Ross comes out.
Sponge. Thank you very much.
Yeah, combine the two together.
I'm starting to think that the sound of my dog licking himself and then throwing up in the morning is just a cunt hair more soothing than Gilbert Gottfried's singing voice.
When you were a kid, Gilbert, did you sing? Were you in theater? Like, how did you know you were going to be in show business?
Oh God, no idea. I didn't sing. I was pretty quiet.
Oh yeah.
How did you know?
I knew because a friend told me. I went to film school. I wanted to work in movies as a writer or something like that. But it wasn't until a couple of years after college where my pal Mark Chapin said, I've been taking a comedy class. I think you'd be good at it. And he mentioned a couple of times that I made him laugh. And I said, really? I just thought everybody from New Jersey, everyone in my family, you know, talk like that. He said, no, you'll see. Go to the class. So, you know, if it wasn't for my friend Mark, I'm not sure I would have ever known. It was a happy accident.
I remember you told me that. And
Yep.
I think you said that the acting school was right where, like, Victoria's Secret store is now.
That might be. It was right at Port Authority. It was right behind Port Authority where the porn places used to be. And
oh yes, yes.
So I had to go to go back home. I would live with my grandfather in Jersey. He was ill, so I would have to go to work, hit the class, then hop on the bus and come home. Those were tough times, but look at us now. 2 big shots, killing it on stereo today. Killing it on stereo. Make sure you follow Gilbert Gottfried here. Hit the follow button because he's been doing regular talks, after parties for his amazing podcast, the colossal, amazing, what is it?
Gilbert Gottfried's amazing colossal podcast.
Wow, who named that? That's fantastic, and he does these occasional, maybe weekly stereo chats, and it's fun having him on here. It's really fun having him on here. In the meantime, I begged him to come on today and let the fans roast him. So here we go. Whoops. What happened?
Jeff Ross, your hat looks like somebody took a shit on your head.
Okay, fine. I'll give you that one.
Jeff, you look like a Vin Diesel that was force-fed as a kid.
That's good.
Gilbert, you don't remember people while you're meeting them? Fuck, I wish people could say the same for you.
Everybody remembers Gilbert. Nobody in the world meets Gilbert and doesn't remember him. I'll tell you that much for sure. I can't remember the first time I met you, but it probably took you 30 times till you're like, oh, hi, Jeff. You know, it probably took at least that long because, you know, it was just some other comedian. You know, what do you give a shit? So these things take a while sometimes. Yeah. And I respect that. You know, you got to earn your recognition in this business. Do you remember your first time on stage?
Oh, first time. You know, it's so funny because I remember I was 15 years old and I don't remember what club it was. You think that would be something I'd remember, but I don't. It was in Manhattan, but I don't remember the club.
Did you grow up in Manhattan?
No, in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn, right. And I grew up in New Jersey. Sometimes I wonder if I didn't grow up so close to Manhattan, would I have even thought to become a comedian? Would I have ever made it to show business? I feel like it was a lucky break that I grew up. You know, what would you have been? I mean, what I would have, I don't know what I would have done if I didn't find comedy.
That scares me. It's like, I always say, like, the jobs I'd be doing is the kind of jobs that Jerry Lewis would do in one of his movies. Like, yeah, Jerome, put these boxes in the corner. Yes, Mr. Flavin Bible.
I miss Jerry Lewis. I spoke at his funeral. And here's a joke that my friend Bernie always tells me he always quotes. He was from Newark like me, Jerry Lewis, and he never forgot where he came from, but he also liked the finer things in life, so he would never wear the same pair of socks twice. Did you know that, Gilbert?
Yes.
So Jerry Lewis would never wear the same pair of socks twice. And when I spoke at his funeral, I said that. I said, Jerry's never worn the same pair of socks twice until today. Roast in peace, the great Jerry Lewis. I've been laughing so hard. I want to get through some of these messages because we're running out of time, and I laughed so hard this being on here with you, pal. So here we go. Roast the host. Let it rip.
This is about as funny as listening to NPR. Thanks, guys.
Guys, this is the hardest I've ever laughed on my birthday. Thank you, guys. And I don't have a roast. Thanks.
Russell, thank you, buddy. Yeah. Keep up the comedy. That's a nice guy. That's the guy that opened for you once in Scranton that you don't remember. Well,
why would anybody pretend to be Gilbert Gottfried?
I know. Somebody thought it was fake, but it's
Jeff, if your brain was dynamite, there wouldn't be enough to blow your hat off. And as far as it goes, Gilbert, your hairline is receding so far back that archaeologists can't even find it.
That's that intelligent British humor, Gilbert.
Yes.
You have a great hairline. I'm the one who should be getting the hairline jokes. I think he got those backwards.
Jeff, when you had cornrows, you looked like Riff Raff with type 2 diabetes.
Very good.
Jeff Ross and Gilbert Gottfried is so old that if y'all pay attention to the Last Supper's picture with Jesus and the 12 disciples, y'all will see them back there waiting tables.
That would have been a good job. I always thought that, my family were caterers. My great-grandmother started a catering hall in Newark, New Jersey, like in the 50s. And I always thought, maybe my family catered the Last Supper. That would be quite a claim to fame. Yeah.
It was your family's idea to crucify him.
He didn't pay the bill. He paid the florist. He paid the band. He didn't pay the caterer. Crucify him. Is this the little girl I carried? Is this the
little boy at play? I don't remember growing older. When did they sunrise, sunset, sunset, swiftly the years. One season following another, filled up with happiness and tears.
Beautiful. Oh my God, I'm getting a little teary-eyed. Boy, I want to do If I Were a Rich Man, but now I'm wondering, should we just save that one for next time? Because I feel like we may even do this again someday. I want to go through the last couple of messages and then we're out of
Okay.
here. What a fun time, Gilbert. What a fun
Oh,
time.
yeah.
This has been Roast the Host. Roast the Host. Let it rip.
Gilbert is the shoehorn on a stick of people.
Oh, they're using your own magic against you.
Yo, what's up, guys? The irony about the Shudini is you made it before, but you guys are both going to need it pretty soon here.
Very good. Very good.
Gilbert's the only one who takes a doggy bag from the Break the Fast meal.
Little Passover humor. I like it.
Yes.
Very timely.
Too Jewish.
Too Jewy.
Yeah.
In the process of making this show, I think you've generated 53 new lesbians.
Very, very good joke. What a way. What an
Man, I wish you guys were alive in the 1930s.
We've generated 52 new lesbians. Oh, Gilbert, I laughed so hard when I'm with you. That was really a fun time.
Yeah.
I had so much fun. Thank you to everybody who left us messages. I feel roasted and toasted today.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so don't forget to hit up Gilbert, follow him here on Stereo, follow him on Instagram, listen to the amazing, colossal podcast with Gilbert Gottfried and Frank Santapadre, and hit him up on Cameo. Gilbert will leave a funny message for your friend's bar mitzvah, wedding, work release program, divorce. Whatever you need, Gilbert will be there for you. Hit him up on Cameo, and if he's too busy, you can hit me up.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Cameo.com/Gilbert Gottfried. And what is yours?
I don't even know. But the point is, I had so much fun today. I needed this today, Gilbert. So I want to give you a big, what do you call it? An air hug through the phone.
Oh, thank you. This was a lot of fun.
All right. I will see you at the next meeting of the Jews. Love you, Gilbert. Love
Christ return.
Is this the little girl? Bye, everybody. I love you guys. Thanks, Gilbert. Bye, folks.
Bye.
See you next time.